He is known as the man of courageous conversations. We talking about Uncle Job.
Woo,
Good
thank you for
morning.
that, Troy. Thank you for that. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir. We hear you.
All right, all right, all right. So we'd like to welcome everybody to Turn Up Tuesdays here at the biggest, baddest CEO meetup on the planet. Yes, you will be hearing from from voices from people out in the field from coast to coast, from East Coast to West Coast, North Coast to South Coast, if those are some coasts. That's the people are going to be in the building. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, like Troy said, take 2 minutes or less, or the clock will get you. That's right. That's right. That's right. So, make sure you take your 2 minutes. If you find yourself getting long winded, look at the clock. Make sure that you stay in bounds or in compliance, should I say. So, with that being said, I got 3 questions for y'all. Come off of mute so I can hear y'all team. How y'all feel?
Fired
Fired
up.
up.
Fired up.
Woo, and what's up?
Oh, yeah.
My
I
My
income.
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 And who gets a green sheet?
Everybody
Everybody
gets a
gets a
Everybody.
green
long
sheet.
seat.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. DJD.
Everybody gets a green sheet. Yes, DJ Delay is not in the building today.
Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets.
Woo! Everybody gets a green sheet. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to before we started, yes, Jen, they cut us short. I wanted to
Get your green sheets.
rewind the Alpine. Hey, rewind the Alpine. Rewind the Alpine. So look, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I wanted to really pull over, park the car, so we can put some respect on this thing that we're doing. All right. And when I say that, we're all in the life insurance business. We all are licensed agents, or most of us are licensed agents. And we got something a little special over here. And we were talking yesterday, I was talking to some folks about really just doing what it takes to be successful over here. Because we hear so many people talking about what they don't want to do. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to meetings. I don't want to plug in. I want to do it my way. Everybody's being like Frank Sinatra. You know what I mean? They want to do it their way. But the thing is, we got a system, we got a village, we got a crew, we got the leadership, we got the company, we got everything to be successful over here. You know what I mean? Like everything. And guess what? There's some people that are being successful. And then what happens is there's the next person, the one that doesn't find their way. Now, there's types of people that are not successful in Xperia. The one that is totally responsible for not being successful, for not plugging in, for not doing the things that they're supposed to do. Then there's the person that blames everybody for their lack of success. Man, the people don't like me. The system don't work. The green sheet don't like me. This person, they're better than me. Like, no, those are excuses. Those are excuses. All of us have the
Your
same.
print is on the left or the right?
It's on the right.
Oh,
We all have the same 24 hours in a day as the next person. Some people utilizing their activities. Some people utilizing their time. Some people are going to work and maximizing the time that they have. Like I know some people that can't make calls at work. So what do? When they're on their break, guess what they're doing? They're dialing for dollars. And then the next person is like, this don't work. This don't work. I call all these people. These people don't want to talk to me. I don't have any more family and friends. Man, those are excuses. So I'm saying all that to say we're coming up on the conference. Some of y'all gonna be there, some of y'all not gonna be there. I know money's tight for some people. Some people not even trying to get there. This thing is in some people's backyards in the same state, and they're folks that can't make it. And don't realize though, here's the thing. The people don't realize it's the little things like that that will cause the explosion in your business or the lack of in your business.
Uncle Jock,
Yes, sir.
I got to chime in real quick because I was having a conversation with somebody last night. Um, Matter of fact, Coach Zay, I'll just put it out there. Me and Coach Zay was talking last night about this very thing, and he's probably going to think that me and you had a conversation about him, about that conversation. Because this, we had, so for the record, did me and you talk about any of this?
Not at all.
All right, so I had no clue you was going to, but I was like, can you just share who you was in the beginning of your network marketing, your team building journey? Because I was like, Uncle Jock wasn't always that person who was in favor of conference and stuff
Man,
like that. He was like, you
I hated meetings. I hated the conferences. I was anti meeting, anti conference, anti drive my car, anti get in the car, anti fly, anti train, anti message in a model baby. I was anti all of that.
so what clicked? You know, what changed? Because see, for me, I came into the industry like that was I understood it, I was ready to go with it. But for you to maybe help some people out, when did you can you recall when that changed for you, or what was it that? Because now you're promoting the event and you're doing this call. Me sitting here listening to you do this call when I know maybe 10 years, 8 years ago, that wasn't you.
I think the biggest thing that clicked for me, Eric, and then you hear it all the time now from other leaders and stuff, when you realize that your journey, whatever your journey is, 9 times out of 10, whatever that journey is, you can't do it alone. And when you realize that it's not about I, or me, or my. Once you realize it's a French thing, it's a we thing, it's a village thing, it's a all of us thing. Once you realize that, that's for me when everything changed. When I started operating outside of me and stop making it about me. And that's when I started realizing you do the right thing for the right reason to get the right outcome. The side effect is going to be the right income.
Mm. Now, was there anything, one event or something that triggered that, or was it just
It
you
was
had to come to your own?
it was an event we had. We were in Ignite, and it was an event that we had. I want to say it was in New Jersey. I didn't have no money for a ticket. I ain't know how I was going to get there. I ain't know nothing. The whole thing is I just had to get there. So I ended up getting there and I had a whole team again of girls and it was like 9 of us shacked in a room and we just made it work. You know what I mean? Everybody shacked up. Nobody was tripping. We was just all there at the conference. That's all that mattered, just being there.
And what was the outcome from that? from you and maybe from your business? Did you see any difference, or you just saw a difference in yourself?
Well, the outcome was I started seeing growth, and I started realizing that I had to be there for my team. Like the team was really growing, and I had to be there to support the team in more ways than one. That was when I that was when I really started to understand the roles and the leadership levels. Like it was levels to leadership.
Thank you for sharing, Uncle Jock. I didn't mean to get past the ball on you, etc. But I just know some people out there are at the same crossroads where you were.
Right.
It's not an age thing, because you wasn't a young guy. You wasn't like in your 20s, right? Or your 30s.
Right. Right.
So it really is a personal choice. But I'm gonna turn it back to you, sir.
All right. All right. All right. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got a hand up. So I'm gonna turn it over to a gentleman who we call the professor. He is a staple in this village, so I'm gonna move over and let the professor have the floor. Lacole Elijah Pye, the floor is yours, sir.
Good
Lacole,
morning, Coach Jack. Yes.
there we go.
Good morning. Sorry, guys, I can't. I'm dressing up to go to the office this morning, but I just want to just dive into the discussion that Eric and you are bringing up this morning about the situation where you were and what made the difference between you of the yesterday and today. And I don't want to take a lot of time, but I just want to share that every diamond and every gold that you see on somebody's hand or on the shelf today, that's not the way it was when it came
Mm,
out from the ground. At some point, it changed. And to me, personally, there was one thing that I hated in my life was to wear a suit, wear a jacket, to wear a tie, dressed up. I never liked it, right?
mm,
But they say where that is a will, where there's a will, there's always going to be a way. If you are hungry for something, nothing else should stand in your way to change your life. And I remember when I joined Amway, I was with Amway. I joined Amway. That was 2001 that I joined Amway. Under the B braid, I could go to events and all of that. They don't always talk about you have to wear a suit and tie and everything like that, right? But when I came to WFG in the insurance business, and I found out that even in WSB, you have to wear certain colors of shirt, tie, and suit every day, right? And I hated that. But I have to do it because I didn't see that to be the reason why I was there. I saw something beyond that this was going to change my life. The same thing with the convention and the event that I went to, right? I never saw the difficulties, the cost and everything because I saw beyond that. We need to see beyond the situation we are now. That's why the Bible said that a country or a nation, the people that lack vision will always perish. Let's put the vision. The vision is to see beyond our situation today. And if we see beyond our situations today, there's nothing that is happening right now that will stop us from doing what we're supposed to do to get there. The problem is that most of the time we focus on the now. So thank you for allowing me to share, and back to you, Uncle Jack.
Woo, all right, all right, all right. Thank you for sharing. And who are you passing that ball to, Lacole?
All right, I'm going to pass this ball. I'm seeing Mr. Robert Crawford. I've met him in the office. And one thing I love about him is that he's always coming to meetings and trainings, showing up. And I know, Mr. Money, I see your hand, but I want Mr. Crawford because from the first day I met him, I had a discussion with him. And there is something that is making him to stick around. And that's what I want
Mm,
him to share, the vision, what he see here. And I know that can be able to help some people who probably are here and wondering why they are here. So, Mr. Crawford, I'm passing the ball over to you.
I appreciate that, Mr. Elijah. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm plugging in, getting knowledge. But one thing about Xperia, I had my license already, and I was looking for. I really wasn't even looking for a company where I could write my own policies. I would just refer my clients to another company. And then I
Mm-hmm.
met Dr. O'Day, and she started laughing at me in so many words because I was giving away so much money. So I got the information from her, and here I am today. But the goal is for me in my business, as y'all probably can see, is edify to unify. I always wanted a community and a system to plug into. And now Xperia in my life for is the long-term foundation for my 1720. And my ultimate goal is to have a system and a community that people can plug into, anybody. And y'all even talk about y'all got a system or we got a system from the cradle to the grave. This is one of the biggest pieces of puzzle that I've been looking for. And that's why I'm plugging in here. But my ultimate goal is for everybody to uplift, motivate, praise until we are one. And I want Xperia to be a part of that in my life. And that's why I'm here.
Woo, woo, woo. Thank you for sharing, Robert, man. Hope y'all picking up what he is putting down because he just dropped the mic. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
And just solidified
No. Lay down. Good.
and just solidified you know, being another person that came in from the outside and coming in saying, man, this is what I've been looking for. It's here. It's all here. If you don't realize that we have something that's a little or a lot special, if you don't realize it, your wood is wet. So with that being said, Robert, who are you passing that ball to, sir?
Mr. Money had his hand up and it went down.
All right, so I'm gonna take the ball for
Yeah.
Robert. I'm gonna
Uh,
pass.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pass it for you, sir. I'm gonna take the ball and pass it to a man that had his hand up. We call him the money man himself, Mr. Steven Short. What you got for us this morning?
You know something, brother? I'll be just listening to what you were saying, and it had me thinking of something. The reason why you work with a team, because sometimes your team can bring the best out of you, so in turn brings the best out of them. Because
Mm-hmm.
your unity, your unity is the strength. Because how I say we can never be, we only as strong as the weakest link. But we here today to learn from each other. So that's why we had this morning meeting, right? So that I can learn from something from you, you can learn something from me. I can see I can learn how to become strong because you're strong. Because you how you say your strength is my strength. So we can fit and become one hand. Like a fist. A fist can is not strong with one poking out like this. It got every finger got to bend down and grab things together. So if that thing is not the same, it got to something got to get fixed there. Because I got to people with because sometimes the other this morning meeting helps other people as well as helping yourself. Because if you look into the really listen to what you're in the meeting and go to meetings. That's all you get sharpening your sword up because you want your sword sharp enough to cut down everything. You need to cut down doubt. Need to cut down falsehood. Need to cut resentment. You know what I mean? That's why we
Yes,
need
sir.
each other. And that's why we need to support each other. That's all I wanted to say, Doctor.
I love it, love it, love it. Thank you for sharing, Money. As always, you're dropping some nuggets in the nugget bucket, and we got 2 hands up. Who you passing that ball to, sir?
Won't call since I seen the first hand, even though she with the Cowboys, I'm gonna call my good friend Marcella Braggs.
Y'all gonna raise up off my Cowboys. Good morning, CEOs and champions. Jack, I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what you and Eric was talking about, because I too used to be one of them when it came to conferences. Was like, that's for all the other people. Until I started coming to these conferences, and now, look, this is my energy. This is my plug in, and I always find a way, scratch, dig, grind hard to make sure that I set aside some money so that I could try to make it. Of course, I dropped the ball on the one coming up there, but nonetheless, I would jump in my car in a split second and drive to Maryland because I felt like I had to be there. It was just something I had to do, to be there, to be around my people. And it
Right.
did. It helped me out so that now I'm starting to build a team. I'm able to now do it and have fun doing it. And of course, they're not going to be able to come because we all work in the same department and we can't all take off at the same time. So I'm coming to have something to take back to them. So we're going to be off this summer, getting together and start this training and stuff to get them all licensed. So that's what I had to say on that part.
I love it, love it, love it. And something you said, it's like when you go to these conferences, it's almost like your 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 superhero pill or something. When you go get the energy, the information, and it's something that you really, Eric and I have been talking about it for years. It's energy that you can translate, but you can't transfer that energy. Like you really got to be there. You know what I mean? We try hard to transfer the information, but it's really difficult to transfer the energy, that feeling. So thank you for sharing, Marcella. And who are you passing that ball to?
Okay, I see a hand up. This young lady had stepped onto the scene and she come in hot. You hear me? So now I am going to turn it over to Mo Money. Mo, what you got for us this morning?
Thank you so much, Marcel. I appreciate that. I want to kind of piggyback off of can't get my camera to work. Piggyback off of what Mr. Crawford said about just coming into a system. And I think I shared with you guys at my previous company, I had 9 team members. Only one of them got licensed. And I looked up the other day, I realized I have 4 team members now. And I was just thinking about the trainings that we get in the mornings. I never knew how to train somebody, being honest. And when you step into this 4-step system and the blueprint, you just plug in. And it's like I don't have to think about what I'm gonna do. I can plug into that system and see that these people are getting trained. And I had one lady that I thought she had got out of the car. I talked to her yesterday. She said, I'm planning on taking my test on the 26th. And I was like, wow, you still studying? I didn't even know she was still studying. But just the system is here. If you plug into it, it works. And I'm just excited. And I never wanted to build a team, but now that I know how to and I'm learning with them, I think it's going to be great. So thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you for sharing, Mo Money, Mo. And we got time for, let's do one more before we turn it over to Coach Eric. So who you passing that ball to, Mo Money, Mo?
I'm going to pass the ball to this gentleman. He is always on fire. He came in doing great things. And I know he has some exciting stuff to talk about this morning. Mr. David Johnson.
Hey, good morning, everyone. There's an old
Hey, what's up, David?
Hey, what's up, Jock? There's an old saying, when you're there, you need to be there, and big decisions are made at big events. I mean, in my prior company, um, you grow 6 months in the business. I mean, I've been to 3 conventions with my other company. You grow 6 months in the business just from showing up and getting around that energy. So I'm just excited. And then it's the first one in the US. You got to be proud of that. So I'm just excited about, growing and recruiting. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. So I'm gonna take the ball from David. I'm gonna pass it back to the end.